I love that track anyway. So yeah. But listen, guys, I do apologize to whoever's been watching the videos and the streaming. So guys, I'm going, oh, I can't hear the video. Can you see what you're dancing about? Anyway, so I'm like, no. But anyway, this is us on the feet, celebrating us musical Black Origin. Do it thing online. Right, guys, listen, let's kick this thing off anyway. So yeah, right. So Gary Lineker has got himself in trouble. I'm not a fan of Gary Lineker. He's an Everton player. For my Everton lay, I was not a fan of him. I didn't think he was that special footballer. He's a good goal hanger and did his thing in the UK in football. You know what I'm saying? He's a presenter that gets paid all the money, just being a good guy and just done all right for himself. So, you know what? Fair play to him. He does his thing. But he's got himself in trouble because he got a bit browdy about the fact that basically the government has turned around and said that, hold a second, we want everybody who comes to the country illegally, we want to send them back over. So back to their home country. So if you come from... say for example, you know, Tunisia, or you come from Congo or anything like that, or you find yourself in a country and you know you're fleeing wars, you know, you're fleeing this, you're fleeing that. If you ain't gone through the proper channels and you go through the gangsters that are running the back end, then you know, it's causing a problem. So, you know, you come into the country and you haven't got no papers. They're saying that basically we want you out anyway. So yeah, but Gary Lineker has come out and basically he's saying that the language, it says, is very similar to the language that the Germans used when in the 30s in a build-up to Hitler's reign. And I've mentioned this in the past, saying that, you know, we're going to be careful because this so-called capitalist chat, this whole make America great again, this whole keep Britain white talk, let's be raw about it, all this keep Britain Europe or whatever, keep Britain British talk is very similar to the German talk and Hitler talk that he said back then, if you actually study and look into it. So Gary Lineker has raised a very valid point, and we've got to be careful when we take certain standpoints. And let me just give the other angles to things. So somebody's criticized the fact that basically the boats are coming over through crimes, through criminals, are sending people over, are sending people over, wrecking the place. You know what I mean? And coming over, and then we're putting them up and we're putting them in hotels, and they're got all this money, and they come here and they're taking all the money from us and taking the jobs and stuff like that. So you get pushed. We had that thing through Brexit and whatsoever. Let's be real, which is cool. I get it. I get you. Valid point. But what I will say is this: have a look at it from a different viewpoint. I always, when you look at life, not only in this situation, look at life, I look at what's the cause. Why are they coming to the UK? Why are they coming to Europe? What are they running from? Yeah, they're running from something, and you're saying they're running from the south. They're running from systems that have been broken. Broken by who? Who broke them systems? Who is teeth in their land? Now, if I lived in Congo, let me pick on Congo right now, and I'm sitting in a land full of cobalt, I am making money. But who's not making the money? The people that have to leave the country because certain companies that have got their chairman based in London are making stupid money from resources that they've taken and actually paid African people, nations, or Asian nations nothing. Destabilization is something which European nations have done in these regions politically and economically for absolutely decades. It's nothing new. So we got to be very careful. So when you guys arrived in the edge of Africa and say, yo, brethren, yo, hook us up, man, give us a piece of plot of land. We was there, go smiling and let you plot of land. 500 years later, you still got your plots of land. Do we kick the Boers out of of South Africa? Do we kick them out? Yo, my man came in there and took the gold, the diamonds, everything. So it's like, hold a second still, yeah? Who creates a destabilization is now going, oh, don't come to my country, but I can go and destabilize and mash up your country. So, and I understand it might not be you directly who's saying it, but the problem is, if you're going from a standpoint of basically, let's sort out the problem. The problem is not the gangs. It's the fact that basically, if the African nation takes out a loan it's got interest. But if the US takes out a loan, it's interest free. Say no more. Yeah. So end of the day, still, yeah, guys, you got to be careful of what we are doing, how we treating people, how we not treating people, and be careful, because you know what, still, yeah, what you cause will come back to bite you. So end of the day, still, yeah, Europe, years of destabilization will catch up on you. And people have said this in the past. You know what I'm saying? Europeans have said this in the past. The evils that you put upon the world, the destabilize, will come back to bite you. Yeah. And it's just done. I'm not saying that people don't have to go through proper procedures, but let's look at the cause. What can we do about the cause? I don't know, but let's have a look at how we're doing business with African nations, how we're doing business with Asian nations, the people that are coming over. We are very much involved. We look at Ukraine, but we're very much involved. British companies, British war companies are very much involved with destabilizing the Middle East. You destabilize Libya. You destabilize a lot of places. And look at where we are now. People coming to this country go, oh, we don't want them. But we destabilize their countries. And the destabilization has gone all the way back into the 1930s to 1920s. And even further back for African nations. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that's no stuff, people. No stuff. That's the way I'm at. But Gary Lineker, big up for you for keeping it real. People can say, oh, let's deal with it here and now. But at the end of the day, guys, you got to look at the cause and the source before you open your mouth. And Sunak, just because you got brown people in the front, doesn't mean that you can talk a certain way. Talk truth, know your facts before you come to the table and solve things at the source. Sending back a few hundred people a year is just making a few people happy right now, just to get a few votes. But dealing with the source of the issue, dealing with the debt issues of these countries, dealing with the companies that are raping these countries of their wealth right to this very day, is maybe something that you need to look at. But it's making somebody money, and they're all living it up, while we're there moaning about a few votes. Let's keep it 100, people. Just keeping it 100. This is how we do it, guys. Anyway, so yeah. But listen, let's go and listen to some
T.Y.
John Keith chose.
You headed towards an AOD. Is that what you call it? Is that what you call the album of the year?
Hi, and thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, you like, and you comment, and make sure that you're sharing the videos and watching so much more. We have loads of content for you. I hope you enjoy.